Welcome to part B of chapter 1. To summarize, attainable combinations is illustrated by all points on or inside the PPC. Unattainable combinations are illustrated by all points beyond the PPC. Efficient combinations are illustrated by all points on the PPC, and inefficient combinations are illustrated by all the points inside the PPC. If there is an increase in the potential output, this will shift the PPC outward. So on the production possibility curve, actual output is equal to potential output. The aim here is to produce the maximum attainable combinations of all goods and services. In other words, the scarce resources should be used fully and efficiently. If the quantity or quality of available resources were to increase or production techniques were to improve over time, the production possibility curve would shift outward, and such an outward movement illustrates economic growth. So the production possibility curve indicates the combinations of any two goods or services that are attainable when the community's resources are fully and efficiently employed. The community would have preferred a combination beyond the PPC, such as point G, shown in figure 1.1, but point G is unattainable. However, if the quantity or the quality of available resources were to increase or production techniques were to improve over time, the production possibility curve would shift outward. Figure 1.2 illustrates the original production possibility curve as AB. If there is an improved technique for capital goods, capital increase from B to C. The new production possibility curve is now illustrated by AC. Except at point A, it is now possible to produce more capital goods and more consumer goods than before. The PPC swivels from AB to AC. Figure 1.3 illustrates an improved technique for producing consumer goods. On page 17 in the latest edition of the textbook. It's on page 16 in the older edition. If there are two types of goods, say consumer and capital goods, and a better technique for producing consumer goods is found, it means that using the improved technique, more consumer goods can be produced with available resources or factors of production. So the PPC swivels from AB to DB. And then figure 1.4 illustrates if there's an increase in quantity or the productivity of the available resources. An increase in the quantity or productivity of resources make it possible to produce more consumer goods and more capital goods. The PPC shifts outward from AB to EF. So the last section in chapter 1 discuss economics as a social science. Economics helps us to explain what is happening, to predict what might happen, and to assist policymakers to devise or choose appropriate economic policy. Economics is a social science. Social science meaning it's the study of behavior of human beings. It is different from natural resources in respect of what is studied and how it is studied. In economics, we don't have the luxury of lab experiments. We can't put people in test tubes. Economics can't hold things constant as you would be able to do in a lab. The laws are not absolute. In science, when X happens, you can be sure it will happen. For example, the law of gravity. What goes up must come down. But if prices go up, what will happen to demand for that product? This is dependent on a number of things, including what the product is. So, science is a systematic attempt to discover regular patterns of behavior. It is used to explain and predict what might happen so that we can plan for things and avoid or minimize negative impacts. Laws are conditional. So if there's a law in economics, we usually add provided all things remain the same or constant. So in economics, we usually say ceteris paribus, which means it's Latin for all things being equal. You will later see this in the later chapters. Appendix A is self-study. You may study it, and if you still don't understand, you may consult with lecturers.